Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English for Everyone podcast. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joey. We are so happy to have you with us today. Today, we are going to explore the world of modern living. We want to talk about how we navigate our social lives, our careers, and our personal growth.
That's right. And since many of you are learning English to improve your daily communication, we are going to focus on the phrases that people actually use when they meet for coffee, go to an interview, or talk to a neighbor.
Let's start with the very beginning. First impressions. Rachel, when you meet someone new, what is the first thing you notice?
Honestly, it's their energy. We often talk about vibes in English. If someone has a good vibe, it means they seem friendly and approachable.
Approachable. That's a great word. It means you feel like you can easily go up to them and start a conversation. If someone is looking at their phone and frowning, they are unapproachable.
Exactly. And in social settings, we often use small talk as a bridge to deeper conversation. I know some people hate small talk, but it's actually a very important social tool. It's like a warm-up before an exercise.
I agree. You can't just walk up to a stranger and ask, "What is your biggest fear in life?" That would be very strange. You start with, "It's a bit chilly today, isn't it?"
Precisely. We call those safe topics. The weather, the venue, the food, or a shared situation. These allow you to check if the other person is open to talking.
But how do you move from small talk to a real friendship?
That's where common ground comes in. You're looking for something you both like. Maybe you both love dogs, or you both enjoy hiking, or you both think the coffee in this cafe is terrible.
Nothing brings people together like a shared complaint. But once you find that common ground, you start to build rapport.
Rapport is a close and harmonious relationship where people understand each other's feelings or ideas. It's when the conversation starts to flow naturally.
Now, let's shift gears. Communication at a party is very different from communication at the office. In the workplace, we have to deal with professional etiquette.
This is a big challenge for English learners. You want to sound professional, but not like a robot. You need to find a balance between being polite and being assertive.
Assertive, that's a key word. It means being confident and direct in a way that remains respectful. It's the middle ground between being passive and being aggressive.
For example, if your boss gives you too much work, a passive person says nothing and gets stressed. An aggressive person might get angry, but an assertive person says, "I'd love to help with this project, but I'm currently at full capacity. Can we prioritize my tasks?"
Full capacity. I love that phrase. It sounds much more professional than saying, "I'm too busy and I'm tired."
It's all about the office lingo. We hear phrases like, "Let's circle back to this," which means, "Let's talk about this later," or "Let's touch base," which means, "Let's talk briefly."
Touch base is a classic. Sometimes it feels like people in offices are speaking a whole different language. But it's also important to talk about work-life balance.
This is a huge topic lately. With remote work and smartphones, it's hard to switch off. We're always on call.
Being on call means you're available to work at any time. If you don't set boundaries, you might experience burnout.
Burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress. It's very serious. To avoid it, many people are practicing self-care.
Self-care isn't just bubble baths. It's saying no to extra work, getting enough sleep, and having hobbies that have nothing to do with your job.
Let's move to something a bit more exciting. Travel. For many people, travel is the ultimate form of self-care.
I agree, but travel can also be stressful if you aren't prepared. When you go to a new country, you often have to deal with a language barrier.
The language barrier is when people find it hard to understand each other because they speak different languages. But as we always say, you don't need perfect grammar to travel.
You just need a few survival phrases. Where's the station? How much does this cost? And I'm allergic to peanuts are much more important than knowing the past perfect tense.
Very true. And when you travel, you get to experience cultural nuances.
Nuances. That means small, subtle differences. For example, in some cultures, it's polite to leave a little bit of food on your plate to show that the host gave you plenty. In others, you should finish everything to show you liked it.
It's like a puzzle you have to solve. I think travel makes us more open-minded. You realize that there are 100 different ways to live a happy life.
I agree. It makes you realize that your way of living is just one slice of the pie.
Since we are going for a very detailed look today, let's do an extended vocabulary deep dive. We are going to go through 20 words today.
20 words. Let's get started. 1. Approachable, friendly and easy to talk to. 2. Vibe, the emotional atmosphere of a place or person. 3. Common ground, shared interests or opinions. 4. Rapport, a good, friendly understanding between people. 5. Assertive, expressing your needs clearly and respectfully. 6. Full capacity, having no more room or time for extra work. 7. Burnout, total exhaustion from too much stress. 8. On call, available to be contacted for work at any time. 9. Language barrier, difficulty communicating due to language differences. 10. Nuance, a very small meaning or style. 11. Open-minded, willing to consider new ideas or opinions.
12. Mundane, ordinary or boring, not exciting. 13. Spontaneous, doing something without a plan, in the moment. 14. Overwhelmed, feeling like you have too much to handle. 15. Longevity, living or lasting for a long time. 16. Procrastinate, to delay doing something that you should do. 17. Empathy, understanding the feelings of others. 18. Resilient, able to recover quickly from difficulties. 19. Authentic, being real or true, not fake. 20. Perspective, a particular way of looking at something. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this deep dive into the world of travel. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joey. Today we aren't just talking about packing a suitcase. We are talking about the soul of travel, the adventures, the disasters, and the things you can't learn in a textbook.
You know, Joey, people often ask me, Rachel, why do you spend all your money on plane tickets? And I always tell them the same thing. Travel is the only thing you buy that makes you richer.
That is a classic saying. But let's be real. Travel is also about the unforeseen challenges. Unforeseen means things you didn't expect. Like the time I went to South America and my luggage ended up in Iceland.
Oh no, that is a traveler's worst nightmare. We call that lost baggage. How did you survive with no clothes?
Well, it forced me to use my English. I had to go to the local market and explain that I needed basic necessities.
Necessities. That's a great word for things you absolutely need, like a toothbrush, soap, and clean socks.
Exactly. But while I was waiting for my bags, I discovered a hidden gem. I found a tiny cafe where nobody spoke my language, but the food was incredible. If I had my suitcase, I probably would have just stayed in my hotel room.
That's the silver lining, an idiom meaning a good thing that comes from a bad situation. When we travel, we have to deal with jet lag.
Jet lag is that exhausted feeling when you fly across different time zones. Your body thinks it's 3 a.m., but the sun is shining. It can make you feel very disoriented.
To beat jet lag, I always try to stay awake until the local sunset. It's hard, but it helps your body acclimatize.
Acclimatize, to get used to a new climate or new conditions. It's not just about the weather, it's about the culture. Rachel, have you ever felt out of place in a new country?
All the time, especially with social norms. In some cultures, it is very common to haggle at a market.
Haggling or bargaining, that's when you negotiate the price. If the seller says $10, you say $5. In my country, we don't do that, so I felt very awkward the first time I tried it.
But in many cultures, it's expected. If you pay the first price, they think you're a tourist trap victim.
Let's stop here and practice these words. Listen and repeat. 1. Unforeseen. Example, we had some unforeseen expenses during our trip. 2. Necessities. Example, don't forget to pack the basic necessities. 3. Acclimatize. Example, it took me 3 days to acclimatize to the high altitude. 4. Haggling. Example, haggling is part of the fun in the local markets. 5. Disoriented. Example, I felt disoriented when I stepped off the plane in Tokyo.
Now let's talk about the actual journey. Airports can be very hectic.
Hectic means full of busy, noisy activity. Between the security lines and the boarding gates, it's easy to get stressed.
One tip for English learners is always to look for the signage: arrivals, departures, lounge, and gate. If you're confused, you can always ask a flight attendant.
Excuse me, where is the layover lounge? A layover is the time you spend waiting between flights. I once had a 12-hour layover in Singapore.
12 hours? That's almost a vacation in itself. Did you leave the airport?
I did. I went on a whirlwind tour. That means a very fast trip where you see a lot of things in a short amount of time.
I prefer slow travel. I like to stay in one city for a whole month. I want to feel like a local, not a tourist.
What is the difference for you?
A tourist goes to the landmarks, the big famous places like the Eiffel Tower. A local goes to the grocery store, the library, and the small park. I want to know what it's like to live there.
That's very authentic. I think travelers today are looking for more authenticity. They don't want the manufactured experience.
We have covered so much ground today, from lost luggage to the beauty of slow travel.
We really have. And remember, listeners, the goal of these long conversations is to help your ears get used to the natural rhythm of English.
Don't worry if you didn't understand every single word. The fact that you are still listening shows that you are dedicated.
Dedicated means you are committed to your goal, and your goal of speaking English is very close.
Before we wrap up, let's do one last check. Did you write down your favorite new word from today?
We hope you did. This journey of learning is just like traveling. There will be some bumps in the road, but the destination is worth it.
That is a beautiful way to put it, Joey.
Well, it's time for us to head out. Thank you for joining us for this massive exploration of life and travel.
We hope you found it helpful and interesting. Please share this with a friend who is also learning English.
Keep practicing, keep traveling, and most importantly, keep speaking.
See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.